Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kirby and this is going to be a shorter Kerbside weekly. So the last few videos I've done of weekly, they've been about 45-50 minutes long and they've just not done very well. So I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet for the Kerbside weeklies and then just add in during the week little one-off videos, and I think that'll work better because I just don't think people have got the time maybe to sit there on a Sunday or whenever I put the Kerbside weekly ones out for an hour. It's a lot to ask, so I try and keep it short and sweet. So yeah, if you see bits and I'm just going, I'm doing this and it's changed, don't worry about it. Bigger videos will be coming. Right, we'll see you at the first one. Right, so we start the week with this door handle that I was meant to do last week, but I forgot the handle at home. There we go, closes. Next up, I realised my camera didn't have much memory left, so I just done a quick little montage of this first call out, which was a coil pack. And then look who it is. Right, next up we've got this transporter for a loss of drive, and we suspect it's going to be a drive shaft. Although there is no splits in any of the drive shafts. So I'm gonna just put this down. I've got both sides jacked up. I'm just gonna see if the wheel turns. Right, I know the driver's side moved. Did this side? Let's just look back at the footage. Right, I'm a little skeptical that might be the drive shaft. It could be the inner joint. Both wheels spin when I'm trying to, move off as such with both wheels up in the air, and they're, same speed. The boots aren't all split or twisted. It's just when it's on the floor. So I'm gonna get the customer out, drive it, or try to move off whilst I have a look inside. Right, so we've got the drive shaft here, and if I just spin the wheel, you can hear that noise. So we've got to get this bottom ball joint out, and there's this bearing here as well, which is attached to this mount, which might be a bit of a pig to get out. We'll see. Right, so once you've got the drive shaft nut off, which is a 30 12 point, you'll have two 13mm bolts in there. The ball joint was a 22, I think. So if you just hit on this bearing, you'll see the shaft starting to come out. And there we go. Yes, you can see the stub axle. You can just see where all the teeth have been eaten up. You've just got to get a long 6mm Allen key for the bolt in there, and as you undo that, you should see this hub axle start coming out. That's the bolt. Now obviously this shaft is damaged, this is why I've got these mole grips around it, but then that should just come out want to take these more grips off to get them out of the way. Okay. Yeah, and this is the drive shaft end. I don't know if you're going to be able to see in there, but yeah, all the teeth in there are knackered. And this is the stub axle that comes out. You see this little, yeah, that's all broken up, broken into pieces. And this is the new stub axle. Slight difference to the original. You can see this has got a cutout for this little circlip, which the original doesn't have. This circlip, if you do get one, it comes on this side, and you've just got to transfer it over to here. Right, you would have noticed the circlip as well is a lot bigger, so a little tip, put a cable tie around there, and then when you go to stick it in the drive shaft, you just pop it in. That bit will go past in the drive shaft and push the cable tie back out. Right, the way I'm choosing to put it back in, so it's back in, it's wound the nut in, and it winds the shaft in. But obviously there's probably a special tool to hold this still, but I've just put a cloth cup around this on very lightly, and I've just nipped it up because I can't find a torque setting for it, but that wasn't very tight at all. There we go, that should do. One stub axle installed. Right, you can see that cable tie is now pushed out of place. I'm just going to cut that off and slide it the rest of the way in. And that is one drive shaft. Right, we are finishing up on this BMW 4 Series from last week. So we've got a bit of a rattle from the rear end. Quite tinny sound. As you'll see, it'll be the brake shoe. So just gonna get all this off, and then we'll put some new shoes and springs on. Right, so if you look at this brake shoe, you just see it's all breaking up, and actually here it's completely broken away. And I think possibly in the past someone has wound this all the way down so there was no tension on it, and that is what is causing the noise. So if we put a bit of tension on that, it's no longer making noise. But yeah, these shoes ain't any good. If these all fall to bits and then get caught up in a disc and the wheels lock up, that's not going to be very good. So it does need new discs, but we're just waiting for the pads to wear down a little bit more. You can see they've got plenty of life left in them. So anyway, let's get these swapped out. Just show you the difference in the springs that will be going on. And there we go, all new springs, all in the handbrake. We'll adjust this up a little bit so it's not rattling around. And we've got a service to do on this, just an oil change as well, because he keeps up with it every 6,000 miles. When he sells this car, whoever buys it will have a very good car. Right, absolutely sweating buckets on this side. This retaining screw isn't coming out, so bit of fire and the big boy. Don't want to heat it up too much, in all honesty. Yeah, it's already twisting. The bash and multi-spline in there. Right, that's the BMW done. Nothing really to see there. You know, finished off the shoes. and then very, very slowly did the oil change. Because this sun today has absolutely kicked my backside. I'm sweating like mad and I've barely moved. Everything I tried to do today was just sort of little movements. It's been a good day, good start to the week. More of the same tomorrow. See you there. Good morning. It's Wednesday. I've missed a whole day. Not because I didn't work yesterday, but I was just a bit of a busy fool yesterday. So my first job, he's lost his van keys, so I can do the full service on his Mercedes Sprinter. And then for the drive shaft job on the transporter, I was trying to get hold of VW to get a price for one, but they was obviously very busy and wasn't picking up the phone. So I had to go into the branch and get a price, which was extortionate, as you'd expect. But an aftermarket version wasn't available from GSF or, you know, Eurocar Parts, anybody. So that wasted a bit more time. And then I had a little drive over to... Actually, then I had to go to another VW branch because that was the van centre to pick up another cooling pipe. So that was some more time wasted. And then I had about a 35-40 minute trip to a job because I'm covering my mate Carl's sort of area whilst he's on holiday. So I went to one of his customers for a noise. And that was just brake pads and discs. The pads were really low. The disc was warped. So from there to the part shop, that was 35 minutes. 20 minutes in the part shop waiting for the queues to go down because it's not my local one. 35 minutes back, do the brakes, and that was it for the day. So I got some admin done, which is fine. And then today we've just got a little bit of a drive again. It's showing an hour's drive just for a full service. It's not somewhere where I'd normally drive to, but it's for a mate. And I've always looked after his cars, so, you know, go that little bit extra for a mate, don't you? And then it's back, hopefully, to the VW Transporter drive shaft, because he's managed to source one online. And it should be arriving by 12 o'clock today. So we'll see about that. I'll just show you on these coil packs. So you've got a little nut here that holds this earth cable on, and then this is a bolt underneath. Now, both of them are spinning together. You want to get this top nut up first so you're able to lift that up, but they're both spinning and I can't get anything in thin enough in there to stop that bottom one spinning. Alright, so I've got some mole grips gripping the whole bottom nut, and hopefully, just like that. I've already loosened this one just to check, but there we go. What a daft idea. Anyway, let's carry on. Right, so we've come across our next problem. This coil pack hasn't come out, and funny enough, it's the same cylinder where the nut was too tight. So the rubber is in there. It has been replaced before, but the rubber is stuck. Right, I'm going to try a trick that I've seen on various TikToks. It'd be good if I put a battery in. You can just see the difference in the coil packs there. So this is a Bosch aftermarket one. So we'll put a bit of grease around that when it goes back in. Alright, another thing to show you, not that it makes too much of a difference, but you've got cylinders 1, 2, 3, 4 here. We've got a VW spark plug there. we've got an NGK Platinum spark plug there, another genuine one, and another NGK. So it's obviously had a misfire, so the coil pack's been changed and 2 spark plugs. Why wasn't all the spark plugs changed? Doesn't make sense. You know, if you're going to do 1 or 2, you might as well do all 4. But anyway, we've got some NGK's Platinums going in. Annoyingly, this box has already been open and these 2 oil control rings, I think they are not in there. So we'll have to do that on the next service. Right, you can see all the leaves and stuff in there. So as my mate Baz would say, gonna give it a quick hooveroony. Looking brand new. I was just about to go pour some oil and I remembered I hadn't fitted the new sump plug. Oh my god, how good. Piece of come on. Right, there we go. So you can actually use the cover to slide in there and pull that out through the gap, he says. Look at that, how stupid is that? The gap isn't actually big enough. So you're going to have to squeeze it out with 2 hands. 1 second. That's just done. And have a look at this filter. That is not being changed last year at all. Oh, my job. Oh. Can't get in there. Things. Designs. Way behind. You. Absolute. Everything fucking out the way. And back to normal, smiley, happy YouTube me. And there we go. 1 pollen filter. Right, and that's the last of the oil going in. I've already put 5 in, 540 of the good stuff. And a couple of things I like to do is just put a little service reminder just in the door, and also the Kerbside air freshener. Let me know if you want one. I'll leave my email in the description. Right, I'm just back up the unit. I mean, it's started raining now, but the SL I've got in there with the stuck drive shaft, I haven't got a air hammer and I haven't bought one, but I have got an SDS drill, and I've bought an SDS drill bit. I'm going to cut the end off of this and see if I can hammer the drive shaft out with that. It might work, might not. I'll give it a go. Getting there. Right, so here we are with the SL. Everything's out if you haven't seen the last video, but yeah, this drive shaft is completely seized in there. So I've got my old SDS drill. I'm gonna set it to hammer only. Get that in there. What do you reckon? That's gonna undo it? Let's see. It worked. I didn't actually think that would work. Beautiful. And this is the fault with the ABS. So this is part of the ABS ring. So that's the whole hub out. Just see in there. So all around this outer edge is where the pickup ring goes. So this just slides onto there, and then the ABS sensor, don't worry, that's nice and loose, just comes through there and picks up on this outer edge. But yeah, I've got to clean up all of this area first. I can't get this pickup ring on, it's too tight. There is a special tool I've seen. Sam at SPR has used it, but he's a Mercedes specialist. Of course he's got the correct tool for it. And I've just found out, or yeah, I've just texted my customer for tomorrow, and he's cancelled because he hasn't got his van back yet. Honestly, recently it's just been dreadful for cancellations. Normally I say I'm going to turn up, I turn up, and that's it. And the customer keeps their end of the bargain. But recently there's just been so many people cancel, rearrange. Like, it suits them. Don't worry about me and earning money. Oh, I'll stop moaning one day. But I'm going to leave this Mercedes like this because I can come back tomorrow. So we will see you tomorrow. Good morning everyone, Thursday, and it's a lovely day. Again, it's actually been quite nice this whole week. And I've had to rearrange a few things today. So I was meant to have a timing belt on a van, but it was in the dealer for some sort of work. But it's not back yet, so I've had to rearrange a load of stuff. Another customer, he rearranged, but he gave me a good few days to rearrange. So I've actually got 2 jobs on my road today. So I've got to do some brakes, and then I've got to have a look at a Mercedes SLK for intermittent not starting, I think it was, and ESP light coming on. And then I've got a little coolant hose to do, which should be quite a messy little job later. And then I did want to have a look at my new van that I've got, or my second van, because I am looking for another mechanic to go out in my van, and I'm going to probably take that van. So if you're in the High Wycombe, Aylesbury, Maidenhead, that sort of area, give me a shout and you want a job. You got to be a mechanic, obviously. And then if I've got time after all of that, I will go up the unit and try and get this Mercedes SL sorted. So we've got the TopDon Phoenix Lite on the go. It's got this handy little handle at the back, so you can just pop it on to the steering wheel. So yeah, we've come in and scanned the vehicle. So we need to select a system. So we can go to special functions, because as you can see, this has got the electronic parking brake. So we've just got to reset or wind back the motor. So right up the top, I've missed it, brake pad change. Other models, parking brake, open the parking brake. So there we go, we just switch the ignition off and get on with the boring brake. So I will, if I see anything out of the ordinary, I'll show you, but if not, we'll come back and we'll just close these pistons back up. So we just come into close rear brake pads, perform this function after brake pad replacement, and you can hopefully hear that in the back. Worth noting, before you do this, before you put the calipers back, pump the brake pedal until it goes firm. I normally do that after every side I do. So yeah, just make sure the brake pedal is pressed and firm. Don't operate the parking brake and then, yeah, do this. So it comes up with a message: the brake calipers have been closed, the LED blah 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 blah. Okay, and then your parking brake should work. Now gear. There we go. No warning lights. Job done. Right, just went to go have a look at that Mercedes SLK down my road. Just a flat battery, so yeah, she doesn't use it much, so just jump started it, and she probably needs a new battery. But just gonna have a quick tidy up of the van. Doesn't need much, just some tools put away before I get to the next job. We'll see you there. Just on this Golf now for this coolant pipe. So this is the old one, and just get in there, you can just see those two holes. That's where it's been leaking out of. This is the new one, genuine part, and they've also modified it, so it's got this sleeving round here, so obviously stops it rubbing and holing through. Okay, so Mercedes SL 350, as a lot of you have seen on the channel before. I've just finished up putting all of this back together. I didn't show it just because it was such a faff to try and fit all the arms together, and yeah, it was just a bit more difficult than it needed to be, and I just wanted to get it finished. So I'm just gonna stick the computer on it and get some live data up and see if it's cured my wheel bearing problem or speed sensor problem. Right, so we're on a private road and we can see all the wheel speed sensors as I move forward now. They're all reading. Right, so annoyingly we've still got the ABS light on, and I've just graphed it. So the red or the orange line is for the right rear and the blue is for the left rear. When I took this out for a test drive last to check, my mate had the diagnostic computer in his lap, and he probably wouldn't have recognised what it should be reading. So the right rear was totally gone, so it wasn't picking up any signal, but this one on the left is just dropping out every now and then. So I'd imagine part of the pickup ring on the left hand side is just missing and the rest is okay. It's a pain in the backside. Good morning everyone, it's Friday and it's the last day of the week. Well, it would be if I wasn't working tomorrow. So we are on this Mercedes A-Class and we've got new shocks, springs, top mounts, or the top mount kits to put on, and a service, an oil change with the air filter. We was meant to do the drop links as well, but they're not in stock and nobody told me, or you know, I ordered it and went to go pick it all up today, and yeah, just weren't there. So that was nice of them. But the main reason we're here is because this broken coil spring up the top, I'm not sure, you can just see on the end there, you can just see where it's cracked. Right, the first thing we're going to do, just clean up everywhere and give it a nice dose of WD-40 and pray everything comes out. So this drop link come off no problem whatsoever. That wasn't too problematic like they can be. 2 bolts out here and 2 bolts out here, and then you've got these little clips that as you lower it down you've got to squeeze them in by the looks of it, so they go down past that hole. So one thing to watch is as you take the shock out, this whole hub will fall forward. So I've just got a little jack here, and that stops pulling the drive shaft out. Now the beauty of having a top mount kit like this, it comes with everything you need. So you've got the top mount with the bearing there, the boot, the little plate it sits on, rubber bush, all new hardware, and there we have it, all built up, ready to go in. And that is shock number 2 out. I'll just give you a bit of a closer look at that broken spring, and also the bolt that goes in here snapped in there. And ordinarily I'd be pretty pissed about that, but we've got all brand new stuff to go in, so it doesn't really matter. Right, both those shocks are done. We're just draining the oil down here, and the oil filter on these is right down the back of the engine, just down there, you see. So I can just about get my arm down there. If I reach between this little gap here, and I'll be able to pull that up. Right, last thing to do is this air filter, and look at this neat little contraption to get the air filter out. Just do it with one hand. Boop. You can just slide it off, get the new one on. Right, just finishing up the day and the week. Actually not the week because I'm working tomorrow, but with this Q5 with a oil change, and we've got their other car over there, a Q3, that's also in for an oil change. This is a mate's car, and I think he had an issue with hot air not coming out all the vents, and he took it to another mate of ours, a mechanic, and he put it all back together. And I'll show you, there's this little speaker, and it is up in this footwell, and apparently the plug for the light and for this speaker is exactly the same, and you can get them messed up, which my friend did. He messed it up and blew the speaker, so I've just got to replace that for him. Yeah, and that's it. And you get a warning: emergency call function fault, function partially available. So yeah, that's what the fault comes up with. So yeah, once you've got that panel down, you can see this clip, or this plug and this plug, both look the same. Both can go in either one, so we'll just get that swapped around. Right, just finishing up the service on the what's this one? This is the baby one, Q3. Finished off with an air freshener on this one, and then for this we're using the TopDon Phoenix Lite. So we've done a scan, there's only one for the antenna GPS. Just going to clear that. So as you can see, it's all Bluetooth with this TopDon Phoenix Lite 2. Memory cleared. It's super quick as well. Special functions, reset service, auto service. You see how quick it is? And there we go. So yeah, just leaving the camera rolling just to show you the speed of this thing. It's a great little tool. I have got a link for this for a discount in the description. So yeah, go check it out. Right, that's it. 2 services done. I'm back home. It's a bit of a drive to get there for my mate. But yeah, that's it for the week. Yeah, I've tried to change the format up a little bit for this Kerbside Weekly, just because, like I said, some of the videos were like 45 minutes to an hour. So, well, I don't know how long this one's going to be yet until it's edited, until Mrs. Kirby gets in the editing studio. But let me know. Do you guys enjoy this long format? Is it too long? You know, the 15 to 20 minute videos, you can find a gap in the day of your evening, or before dinner or after dinner. You might have time to watch them sort of 15-20 minute videos, but you know, a 45 minute to an hour video, yeah, I don't know, it's a bit much. I'd like to continue doing the Kerbside weekly and try and do maybe 1, possibly 2 extra videos during the week. I don't know, see how things pan out, but yeah, hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm still not quite at 10,000 subscribers by the time this video, or at the time of filming, so you know, please just hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave me a comment. Let's try and get my channel up. I'm trying to do some really special things, you know, with the channel. I want to do things for people for free, you know, servicing, MOT failures. I want to give away cars. I've got so many ideas, but obviously you need the subscribers, you need the view count. So yeah, help me out guys, and we'll see you on the next one.